The recent murder of Danielle Rowe, that tragedy, on June the 8th, has highlighted the issue of the safety of our children. Let me assure you that this case is a high priority for us as we continue the investigations. We still believe the perpetrator was known to Danielle, and once again ask the public for their assistance in identifying the person. This year, in the 4 instances where children 12 and under were killed, the perpetrators were known to the victims and in positions of trust. Let me just say that providing this fact is by no means intended to diminish the significance of each tragic loss, because no child should be murdered. However, in spite of these tragedies, from our perspective, as a society, we generally still protect our children. And also, in keeping with the theme of protecting our children, we're now in that summer period. A number of our children will be out of school, as a matter of fact, the majority of them, and under reduced supervision as parents go out to work. It is important that parents and guardians know what their children are doing at home, both on and offline, and also what happens when they attend parties and other social events. We are seeing a growing trend involving the sale and use of recreational drugs, such as Molly or ecstasy at these events. We urge parents to discourage the use of these drugs whilst we address the criminal aspects of this matter.
Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well today. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Cases like this have to be kept in the public's eye, right? I have another video coming up, and that it will be a longer video. Somebody somewhere must have seen something. Or just jog your memory and see if you can recall this little girl walking with a lady around the time that the school ends. I am not sure exactly what time the school ends, but I will be, I'm guessing maybe between, say, 2 and 3 o'clock. Most, schools, primary school probably would end at that time. And jog your memory, maybe they took a taxi, because how did they reach from Braeton Primary School to 1 Roosevelt Avenue, right? And why did they take her to Roosevelt Avenue? It's an abandoned place. And the abandoned buildings are an issue regarding safety for the citizens, especially for children, because people can hide and do their quote-unquote deeds without anyone seeing what they're doing. So the government should be really getting a hold of the abandoned buildings. Either they renovate them because people are looking for places to rent. There's a big shortfall for rental places right now. Or they just demolish them because the safety is a major concern. I think the government should really get on top of that. The police went to 1 Roosevelt, I think a few days after she was found there, right? Someone could have gone back there and picked up items, picked up things, wash areas, and all the leads or clues have disappeared from that spot, right? They should have gone there with a forensic team to pull evidence because she was last seen there. And of course, they should be getting more from the person who saw her. Like, did they see anyone around her? Did they look for anyone where she was coming from, right? Or did they just pick her up and put her in the vehicle and head off to the hospital? Did they come back to that location? Did anybody try lifting fingerprints from her uniform or clothing or backpack? Someone may have touched the backpack. The students, they could probably give you more information. One of the kids may have seen something. speak back to the brother. Maybe he's able to give a more detailed description of the person or something that you notice about the person. You know, a scar, a tattoo, something, right? They should be going back to witnesses and just talking back to them, let them recant their stories and find out more about that day, how the day went, right? And maybe talk back to the parents. Maybe the parents can jog their memory to see if there's someone out there that has something against them that they may not know of. Sometimes people may be carrying things. Someone may be carrying some type of grievance and you're not even aware of it. You know, you're really without a clue. Just go back and check. Have you had any disagreements or arguments regarding, you know, about anything, any disagreements, any arguments with anyone, and try to trace it back from there. It's really sad to know that they're not able to find any strong leads as to who did this. They pulled off such a brazen act and no one was able to identify them. So you can see what happened here. The person allegedly went to the primary school and gave her money. That is the key there. So it kind of softening her up in the beginning so that she will be willing to come with them in the afternoon. Mom is saying she's not aware of anyone who would be giving her daughter money, right? So she came giving lunch money. How much was this lunch money? I'm sure the other schools are taking note of this. Don't let strangers away from the parents who normally drop them or a person who's known to the teachers who normally drop this kid. Don't give anyone access during school hours like that, right? It cannot be a free-for-all, people wazzing into school and asking for kids. Watchmen are not to leave their post. You can't take this thing lightly. You have a very important job, and that is to secure the kids. So normally they have like 2 or 3 watchmen in some areas, depending on how many students they have in the school. Some of the schools really have 1. So they must have somebody who relieve this person when they have to eat their lunch or go to the washroom, right? So it is a very important job. You have to note faces and you have to be asking for identification. If someone is not cooperating, then you have to get the school authorities involved and then they can take it from there if the police have to be called, yes or no. Right? So no one should have any problems in providing their identification to the school, especially if you have a child enrolled. If anyone, anywhere, remember seeing this little kid, jog your memory, going into one Roosevelt because it happened during the daytime. It's not at night. Taking a taxi, stopping for food, stopping to do anything because this person must have taken some kind of transportation. Anyone who lives in that area that has CCTV camera, review your camera. This thing has to be solved. This was a bright and vibrant young girl, right? Full of her dreams and aspirations. And she was not allowed to get those fulfilled. News reporter was there before the police got there. And they went there a couple days after the incident occurred. So the law enforcement should have been there the minute she was at the hospital because the place is still fresh, right? You're giving other people chances to go back and take things back from the area. Speak to the people who picked her up again. And because we're hearing that she was pushed out of a car and then we hear that she was running across the road. There's 2 sides. There's 2 different stories there. What really happened? So we need to find out, exactly what went on. Why was this child taken out of the school brazen in the daylight? why was this lady allowed to come into the school and give the child lunch money, had access to the child? So like that's a mini grooming, right? Because she's giving her some type of trust and she's seeing her face, so she will be cooperative the next time she comes in a couple hours. When she comes to take her, she won't have any resistance in the way. She's paving the way for her to have an easy kidnapping, quote unquote, right? She will not have any type of rebellious attitude or not wanting to come with her when she arrived there before and give her lunch money, right? So that is something to really note with your children. Do not take any money from any strangers, and how to identify, when people are trying to groom you, quote unquote. They're extra nice to you for a couple weeks, and then they try to fulfill their dark agenda because they've earned your trust. So that's what's called grooming, right? So try to tell your kids about it. People giving away free things and being extra nice to you, taking you places, bringing you back little gifts, little things, snacks, and trying to do every little thing for you, being there, everything. Oh, I can do this for you. I can do that for you. I can bring you this. I can bring you that. I can do your hair. I can comb your hair. I can do your nails. Trusting. I'll pay your taxi fare. This, those type of things. Trying to gain your trust. But they have a dark agenda behind it. So you have to be careful. So, of course, we have to appeal to anyone who have any, no matter how insignificant it may seem, please come forward and share it with the authorities, right? Of course, you can stay anonymous, right? When you bring that information to them, there's ways to do it, Crime Stoppers and all of that. The parents to review your personal contacts. Just go through every personal contacts and acquaintances that you may have, and just jog your memory of anything suspicious that may have occurred a couple weeks ago. Something as a small thing can lead to a big thing, right? So try to jog your memory that way. Media and social media is doing their part. I think they're doing a very good job, right? Distribute flyers and go on social media platforms. I've seen the mom on social media platforms, but we need something official for her to be with the police and asking for someone to tell what they know. Right behind this one, I'm going to be doing another video as well. I mean, none of us should be resting until the person who is responsible is held accountable. Let's stand together for Danielle, and let's bring the perpetrator or perpetrators to justice. Danielle Rowe deserves this. Thank you for joining me on this video. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And look out for my next video behind this one. Bye for now. Take care of yourself and others.